As the largest telecommunication and digital service provider in Indonesia, Telkom aims to provide connectivity for all and enable digital innovation. Hi everyone, my name is Rashamif, and today we're going to dive deep more on how Telkom Indonesia maintain its technological and network leadership with Bogi Witjaksono, the Director of Telkom Wholesale and International Service. Good morning, Pak.
Selamat pagi.
Thank you so much for being here. So, as we know, telco industry is one that is known to be gradually evolving.
Yep.
And especially for a telecom company that is designated by the government to support the nation,
Yep.
it really needs to adapt to rapid technological change to ensure that the economies and business remain competitive.
Yep.
Can you share how Telkom evolved and emerged as what it is today, which is the largest telecommunication and digital service provider in Indonesia?
Before I explain what you call it Telkom purpose for developing the countries, I may recall what we are doing for the beginning of Telkom Indonesia. As many people knows that the telecommunication starting from just only communicate among peoples, just only voice, right at the time. And voice at the time is just only using a fixed phone. And then people looking for another type of the way of communication, the way for communicate among each other by mobility. So Telkom starting mobile cellular business at the time, right? Using analog, which is at the time is very, very expensive. Only rich people can afford to buy this kind of technology. And then after cellular's coming, the mobility also can be served for the people needed. And then people looking for more, not just only voice communication, but people looking for another services, we call it data. At the time, we can send, let's say, letters at the time. How can send the letter as fast as possible? And then the cellular operator thinking to serve people by using SMS.
Right.
Drastically, the way to communicate changed. Before, people write down on the letter, but after SMS coming, people using SMS. This is the starting periods for the data communication, right? And then after SMS, there is a data communication like what you call it, web browsing, something like that coming.
Yeah.
So after the internet coming, the requirement for the bandwidth increasing significantly, right? So we have to modernize our network in order to convey that data from the data sources to the end of customer. This is the evolution. And then after data era coming, e-commerce coming, right? After e-commerce coming, what people need is to make transaction among seller and buyers, right? And then this data connection should be connected to the banking institution or finance institution.
Yeah.
The requirement getting more increasing.
Yeah.
What is that? Not just only bandwidth, but also latency. They need very prompt, very quick response from every single transaction.
Yeah. And can you imagine how many transactions in Indonesia, especially?
In Indonesia at the time. So this is like evolution. And then Telkom thinking to develop, we call it right now is a data center. Why data center? Because most of the OTT or digital players,
It's like the Google,
WhatsApp, Netflix, put their data center outside Indonesia. And then we spend a lot of money just only picking up the content from outside, from the international for the other country to Indonesia. We spend a lot of money. So we think that to fulfill the market or the customer needs for the latency, in terms of latency, in terms of the competitive cost, we think that we have to attract.
Yeah.
We cannot push them.
Yeah.
The only way is to attract them to come into Indonesia.
Yeah.
Why? We have to attract them because we have to deliver more competitive services. We have to manage our costs for just only picking up the content from outside to Indonesia. That's the way we are thinking. So Telkom very aggressive to build data center, either hyperscale data center, which is maybe everybody knows that we have already built data center in Cikarang and also in Batam ongoing.
Yeah.
And also we built several data center for the edge data center. In every province we have the small data center, we call it edge data center. This is, we call it the ecosystem approach.
Okay.
By this ecosystem approach, we can deliver more competitive in terms of the connectivity costs. If the connectivity costs competitive, co-location cost, it means data center cost competitive, it may attract the digital players or OTT come to Indonesia. But now, everybody already come.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the evolution. And then the next is how, after the crowd in Indonesia, how to make Indonesia can expand the business. Not just only in Indonesia, after the crowd coming to Indonesia, but Indonesia being the center of the hub of digital players to get users. Why to get users? To get eyeball, we call it.
Yeah.
Because in Indonesia, in terms of demography, we have so many people living in.
Yes.
So that's why right now what I'm thinking is we have to develop international business as fast as possible.
I see.
As fast as possible. We have a plan that hopefully can be like a competitive advantage for the Indonesia for developing a digital economy.
All right, so that was our conversation with Bogi Witjaksono, the Director of Telkom Wholesale and International Service. Make sure to follow us on Heard on the Street to watch the next video.